The following recording is for entertainment purposes only. Any likenesses are used during the recording of this mini-series are purely coincidental. Names used or people who actually exist have been asked and have received permission to be in the show. This is an improv story told by Nifty Narrator. Part 7 of the Survival Chronicles. Sorry about last time. I had to cut the recording short. Chase and I had to get going. The infected were coming closer to the car than we were comfortable with. Things have changed a lot. I'm I'm more here now. Everything is starting to make sense. Everything is starting to click together like it used to. Well, not like it used to, but you know what I mean. You adjust. Human beings are surprisingly resoundful creatures. And with a little time, we adjust to just about anything. I mean, hell, if you had told me months ago that I'd be capable of taking out another, what looked like human being, I would have laughed in your face. Told you, no way. But things change. And sometimes you have to adapt. Those who wouldn't adapt, well, they're shuffling in the streets now, aren't they? But I know why you're listening to this, why you're still listening to this. You want to know more about Chase. You want to know more about the kid. You want to know what happened when I went home. I told you last time I'm going to change how I'm going to do these. So I'm going to try and recall and tell you exactly how it happened. I'm going to try and explain to you how it was when I went in, what it's like to be in my shoes, and we'll see how well I can be at that. I may change how I do it again. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to find out. So, I guess the only way to start this is to jump in. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. The asphalt grinding under our tires was the first thing I focused on. I hadn't been home in months and everything was overgrown. A large sycamore tree in the backyard must have broken in a windstorm because it had broken through and fallen into a section of the house. I walked around the building and I thought it's pretty stable. As me and Chase made our lap around the building, he looked at me and said, "So, you think it's safe to go in?" I turned and replied to him, and I don't think so, man. Well, not in the way you're thinking. But I have to do this. I have to do this if we're going to keep going. If I'm going to keep going. All right, man. Well, you want backup? No, but I think you should come with me. All right, man. I got it. I understand. I got your back. Thanks, Chase. I appreciate it, man. You're the only person that's been keeping me alive through this. You know that, right, man? Ugh, don't go getting sentimental on me. Let's just get this done. Hit the road. All right, man. So I walked up the ramp to the front door. Cobwebs just stretched across, hitting me in the face. You all know what that's like. And I inserted the key into the lock. As I turned it, I couldn't help but feel a sense of foreboding at what I was going to see inside. Either they had gotten out At which point I wouldn't have to worry about it because I would know that there was nothing I could do. Or they are going to be in here. And either way. So as I walk through the front door, the audible click of the lock still somewhat echoing through the house. I notice that first, the smell, the musky odor of human bodies, in confined place without bathing for weeks, and the smell of waste. It's hard to think about, but as I went in, Chase and I, we turned each corner. I quickly pointed my weapons into the bedroom where my wife and I spent so many nights, and the room was torn to shreds. It had almost looked like something had made a nest in the bed, but I saw no movement. And that's when I heard Chase taking a breath. Quickly, I turned around, and what I saw will haunt me for the rest of my days. It was worse than everything else. She came around the corner, and at first, I didn't see the blood. I didn't see the pale color her skin had taken. I didn't see the disgorging of her stomach from feeding. I didn't see the missing arm. I just saw her face. And for a moment, I felt my heart just clench. I thought maybe I had been wrong. Maybe she was okay. And that's when I heard Chase rack the gun. Everything went fast from there. I uh I I felt hell, I don't know what I felt. I still don't know what I felt. But real quick I had to make the choice of what to do. And I told you I wouldn't hesitate. Her groans fill my ears and mind as she stumbled forward to us on emaciated legs. I knew where the other ones were, and I didn't need to see that. With one hand, I reached out and pressed down the big scattergun in Chase's hands. And my voice thick with emotion, I told him, no, I have this. With a practiced motion, I chambered around in the Glock, aimed up, and took a couple steps forward. I had to talk to her. I had to say something. Baby, are you still there? Honey? Groans. That's all I received back. Come on, baby. You are stronger than this. Come on, you can fight it. Step closer. Just 5 feet away. Don't make me do this, baby. Come on. Come on. Be stronger. You were so strong before. You could do this. Step closer. The tears were streaming down my face. She could almost reach out and touch me. I could feel Chase tightening beside me, ready to intervene if I didn't have the stomach for it. And I looked her in the eyes one last time as she started to groan, her mouth stretching wide, her remaining arm lifting up as she leaned forward for a final embrace. And I said the only words that have ever mattered. I love you, babe. I didn't think I'd have the stomach for it, but apparently I'm more of a sick bastard than I thought. But now I know. Now I know what happened. Afterwards, it was easy work finding the roommate and my little brother. They were what was left of them were piled in their room. They'd been gnawed on and rotted. The smell was something different, but you smell so many horrible things now that it's nothing memorable. So I went through my house. I knew I had supplies there. Lots of food, several guns. I have my granddaddy's nickel-plated Chicago PD police off you issue, 38 specials, and about 200 rounds for those. I had a tactical harness for back in the days when I would do paintball. It didn't take long for me to sew on a couple of nylon holsters to the side, and several hunting rifles, an M4 that I had bought from Smith & Wesson, a nice Remington 12-gauge pump-action combat shotgun. That I'm not going to list you with the weapons. I'm not going to bore you with them. Let's just say that it was worth the trip. And I got the closure I needed. Or a step to the closure I needed, I should say. So, Chase and I got in the car. I had a jerry can out back with about 5 gallons of gas in it for our, excuse me, the mower. And, sorry, been fighting a nasty cold. But I had a jerry can out back, 5 gallons full of premium gasoline for the riding mower. Didn't need that thing. But I had what else I wanted. I had my grandpapa, his bike here. A nice little Kawasaki 440 LTD. It's not going to hold Chase and I, but that gives us 2 vehicles. Thing fired right up after sitting for months. So, Chase took the town car and I hopped on the bike. God, it was good to ride again. And we headed north. We are about 15 miles outside of Portland right now. We're trying to decide the best way to cut across to get to 127 West. Trying to get out to Eastern Oregon, get to my family. And I don't know how we're going to get through the city, guys. I thought Springfield was bad, but you still see smoke pouring from sections of the city. I can only imagine. I can only imagine how awful it really is. But I'm going to go. I'm going to survive. And that's what I'm going to do. Well, that's it for today. This is your survivor telling you, keep living.